Hey kiddo, I figured I would take this moment to talk about the year that has just ended. The new year is come and gone, and I was going to do a wrap up on 2020 just to give you an idea of the year that we just went through, and probably something that I'm going to do every year as long as I do this, which is hopefully for a while. I would love to keep doing this every year. But 2020, this is going to be a year no one forgets anytime soon. But I figured I'd give you a rundown of everything that happened. All right, so taco seasoning, dog food. Okay, so 2020. Fires. They're huge fires. Australia, it hit first, really bad. And then California, and just everywhere around it got hit really bad. It was actually so bad that the skies got dark, even around here. And I swear to you, I could smell the wood smoke. Yeah, it was bad. People lost their lives, lots of property damage, wildlife just scattered. All of it is really a big indication of where we are, climate speaking. It's really indicative of the climate change that it's been happening around. It's been getting worse around now. I mean, it's 2021 now, and we've had one good snow, when we used to have a bunch of snow back in the days. And then something early on, a man named George Floyd was killed in the street by some police officers who were trying to arrest him over something minuscule, and one of them kept their knee clamped down on his neck for several minutes, and he ended up dying from it. And it called to attention the violence that's been visited upon people who are not white specifically, but in this case way too many of our black citizens have been being killed for no reason even. There's been kids killed for carrying toy guns. There's been, and mind you, it is legal to open carry a real gun, and there have been children killed for carrying toy guns. And it really came to a head this year, and protests everywhere happened, everywhere, all across the nation. And they were peaceful until they weren't. And they weren't because authorities were dispatched to these protests, and they used undue force to disperse these crowds, and they fought back, rightly so. And I'm probably not going to get anybody in the comments, but really, if I do, I don't care. You guys can say what you want. You're wrong. They were right. They shouldn't have pushed back as hard as they did, and the Black Lives Matter protests had every right to defend themselves and get their voices heard. It is horrible, but because of it, a lot of voices were heard, and a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, not enough change has happened since then. A lot of superficial change has happened, a lot of token gestures have been made, but the conversation has been started. As long as we keep the conversation going, we will see real change. But real change has not happened yet. But now Trump's out of office. Okay, So, but I will say that with all this pushback, I will say that on another note, there were more protests happened this year. The protests were President Trump lost a election fairly, but they wanted to protest anyways, and they were let in to the Capitol building. Really no pushback. There was one officer that tried his best. Another officer got killed. They hung up racist flags, white supremacist flags in the Capitol building. And they smeared poop on the walls and floor. That's, yeah. All right, moving on. Oh, the Pentagon released a bunch of UFO videos. People just seem to forget that. Trump got impeached, then he got acquitted. But now 2021, he's about to get impeached again. It's been a wild ride for this guy. Yeah. The UK left the European Union. I don't know why. Whatever. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah, the coronavirus. That's what I was forgetting. Yeah. So as of this time, January 12th, it's January 12th right now, 2021, 91.5 million cases worldwide. And there are 1.6 million deaths worldwide. And that's man, woman, old, young. It's hitting everybody. And right now, the U.S. is leading, I believe, in cases and deaths because we handled this poorly. So, of those that survived, though, there have been many long-lasting complications with the ones that have survived. The Olympics were postponed because of it. The stock market plunged. Gas prices tanked. Hey, but Amazon is richer than ever and still treating its people like trash. There were lots of celebrity deaths in 2021. Some of them due to COVID. Some of them completely unrelated. Some of them would probably have happened naturally as they were extremely well on in age. But I believe the most notable one for me, and not to take anything away from the rest of the celebrity deaths, or really any of the other deaths that have happened across the country and world, was Chadwick Boseman. You and I watched every single one of the Marvel movies as they were coming out since you've been alive. Well, maybe not in the beginning because you were just a wee babe, but once you were old enough to go, you've been to every single Marvel movie with me. And Chadwick Boseman dying, Black Panther, rest in peace. That was a huge hit, mostly because he was so young. He was just really getting started in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Made a huge impact, and on top of all that, he was a very versatile actor outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He was huge as it was, and he was just on his way to be huger. And again, just so young. I know I'm pretty sure I'm older than he is. And it's just, anytime someone that young dies, it just kind of hits me hard. So yeah, that definitely hit hard. I've said that too many times. But there is some good stuff that happened. I mean, I'm sure everyone around the country, around the world, had good things that have happened in their lives. And I'm sure that there have been some good things that have happened in our country, in entertainment. Like I said, hey, Jeff Bezos, you're doing great. But personally, I started TikTok in 2020. I thought I started in 2019, but TikTok says differently. But here nor there, I didn't really start getting any headway in TikTok until 2020. And really, what little bit of success I've had in TikTok is what convinced me to do this. I've been really sitting on doing this for a while, and I've finally done it because of the encouragement I've gotten from TikTok. Rick and I started the Casters Guild. It's a podcast. If we aren't doing it by the time you see this, it's a podcast that we did on geeky stuff, and it's this year we are looking to even expand out even further, doing YouTube, doing Twitch stuff, really trying to make some headway on this. Again, would love to be able to take this somewhere. This right here, this is just between you and me. If any other people really enjoy it, then that's great, but this is you and I. The Casters Guild thing, I would love for it to take off. Even then, if it does, I start making some money off of it, it's all going to you, babe. I'm happy with who I am and where I am in life, but I want to make sure that you're taken care of, and if that's how I can do it, then that's how I'm going to do it. But also, this year for you, or not this year, 2020, you started homeschooling, kind of, remote learning, I believe is what they call it. And we've been having a lot of trouble with you in school, not necessarily you in school, but with you getting the allowances that you need in school to be able to thrive. You were diagnosed with ADHD, and you definitely need more time to be able to do your assignments and do your work. And now that you are learning from home, you've really been thriving. So I feel like you're doing well. I feel like you are more comfortable, even though you still hate school, and you get to learn at your own pace, which I think is really important. And also, really, most importantly, we made it through 2020 without getting COVID. We made it through happy. We made it through healthy. We had to make a lot of sacrifices. We didn't go to the Mothman Festival like we usually do on your birthday. Christmas was really low-key. All the holidays were really low-key. We didn't do any swimming this summer. It's been a lot of stuff that we did not do, but we stayed happy, we stayed healthy, and we really enjoyed each other's company. You, your mom, Billy, we all had a good time. So, that said, I would like to thank you for doing your part, for never complaining one single bit about anything, about being hopeful. You gave me hope that this year was going to be much better, and it is. This year is going to be better. There's been a vaccine. Now, granted, everything isn't going to go back to normal because of this vaccine, but it's hope. And with that hope, I believe that we'll be able to trudge our way through, and we will get better, and we will get bigger, and we will just make 2021 ours. And I can do that with you. And again, thank you. Truly. It means everything to me that you have been such a bright light in 2020. And you've been a bright light for other people as well. I know you have been for your mom. I know you have been for Billy. There's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of togetherness, and I can credit you with that. You've been making a splash online. You have a lot of admirers out there. You have a lot of people that are rooting for you. There are a lot of people that see how funny and lovely you are, and it's just great. I can't wait to see how much better at art you get this year. Your drawings have gone digital, and you are doing great. I love it. So yeah, 2021 is going to be great. And it's going to be because of you. It's going to be because of me. It's going to be because of us. And we have to all be there for each other. So, thank you, baby. And let's have a great 2021.